Welcome to the QR, guys. I'm Ryan, your host. Uh, Today we have Hari, Vishnu, and Naveen with us. Um, Unfortunately, Hagit and Aitya couldn't make it today. They are preoccupied with some other work. So today we'll be discussing about the top four in the Premier League, the La Liga title race, Harry Kane's potential exit from Spurs, and we just got news that Roy Hodgson will resign at Crystal Palace. So we'll be going through that. And as usual, we'll be mixing it between English and Malayalam. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ് നമസ്കാരം. അപ്പം നമുക്ക് ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഗുഡ് ഈവനിങ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഹാരി കെയിൻ്റെ ട്രാൻസ്ഫറിലേക്ക് പോവാം. അപ്പം ഇന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ടോട്ടനം ഹോട്ട്സ്പർ ഫാൻ ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ടോട്ടനത്തിന് അടുത്തുള്ള ക്ലബ്ബ്, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ചെൽസി. വിൽ ആസ്ക് എ ചെൽസി ഫാൻ, what do you think about Harry Kane's transfer? Is he going to go? Do they have a replacement in mind?
I think it's obvious that he will go. I think I read yesterday that he is officially, not officially, but then he's told the club in a unofficial way that he wants to leave. In terms of replacement, I don't know. I think it depends. I think the first thing on Tottenham board's mind would be to get a new manager. I think they'll worry about replacement for Kane probably after that, because if they try to bring someone and then the new manager comes in and then
isn't those things quite related? Like a new manager who is coming in will obviously ask if Harry Kane is staying or not. So that is exactly one thing. So no good manager will come if says Harry Kane is not going to stay. That's for sure.
But any manager who potentially wants to come as well, I don't think they'll 90% expect Harry Kane to leave. No one will expect Harry Kane to stay and then come, because it's quite obvious, especially now that they might even be losing Champions League spot. So it's hard for him to stay, and also for managers who are coming in to expect him to stay as well.
I think we should look at, like, at Tottenham at least should look it in a more optimistic way, because if they sell Harry Kane, say, for 100 million, they bring in like 3 good players and they can rebuild the whole team. Maybe they should.
They did do this once when they sold Bale for 80 million. They bought in 8 players and none of them were successful. All of them except maybe Eriksen. They bought so many players. I can't remember who they were.
But for that, they need a good manager who can actually do that. Unless like Pochettino comes back to Spurs and helps them rebuild with Kane's money.
I think we should be talking about which potential manager to come in for Tottenham.
Yes,
I think Lucien Favre is a good option. Like the one who was coaching Dortmund. Before. He's really good. He's very good for like developing, and I think that is like building and stuff. So
Tottenham has been in the building stage for a long time. Even under
if they are going to lose Kane, but Kane പോവാണെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ അവർക്ക് വേറെ പുതിയ rebuild
from starting from scratch and blank canvas പോലെ
ഇപ്പോഴേ ജയിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. പിന്നെ കെയിനോടെ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തായാലും ഒന്നും ജയിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
അല്ല ഇവര്
ടീം ആവും.
ഇതിപ്പോ മറ്റേ വിഷ്ണു പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഒരു മാനേജർ ഇപ്പൊ അത്യാവശ്യമാണ്. അതെനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഇവര് ഒരു ഫോറിൻ മാനേജർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കോണ്ടിനെന്റൽ മാനേജർ വേറെ പോകുന്നു എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. ഒരു ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഐൽസ് നല്ല ഒരാളെ നോക്കാനാ സാധ്യത, കാരണം കിട്ടാൻ എളുപ്പമായിരിക്കും.
മേബി ഒരു സീസൺ ഇപ്പത്തുള്ള മാനേജർ തന്നെ അവർ വെക്കാം.
പറ്റില്ല.
റയൻ മേസൺ is too inexperienced.
അതെ, ഭയങ്കര എത്ര 20 കെയിനേക്കാളും ചെറുപ്പം.
What do you think about Pochettino returning to Spurs?
I would love that actually. As a neutral,
he just joined PSG, right?
But he won't return. They might give him another season.
But the problem is because of his early exit in the or not early exit, but then his because not winning Champions League
They are not going to probably win the Liga
and
also,
the French league as well. Yeah.
I hope Lille wins.
Even French league is so tight. So,
But the thing is, he wasn't given a full season, right? So they might give him one full season.
Yeah, he'll get one more season for sure.
Probably.
But Tottenham needs a manager before that.
See,
is there any other British guys like British managers?
Graham Potter is a good
option,
but I don't think he'll leave right.
Bournemouth manager Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, correct. Eddie Howe is
any chance that Stephen Gerrard coming?
Steven Gerrard is a really good option, but
I don't think they had a really good
Gerrard.
Because
Steven Gerrard was
I don't know.
Steven Gerrard was one of the names which have come
forward because invisible season. I mean, he's having
but I don't think he'll leave Rangers now. We'll have one more season with Rangers.
But he knows with Rangers he can't win the
Champions
League. So
Champions League.
Yeah, he's actually preparing for Liverpool. He's the next Liverpool manager, that is for sure. After
that's I think that's why they're waiting. They're like, okay, once Klopp or either gets bored.
Yeah. I think by 2024, I don't think they'll sack Klopp. Like that is not possible right now. They cannot sack.
Will be having
mutual. Yeah. So after that, Gerrard will come in Liverpool. That's for sure.
പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു സിനാരിയോ പറയട്ടെ. ടോട്ടനം ഒരു ബ്ലാങ്ക് ചെക്ക് കൊടുക്കുക ജെറാർഡിന്, ലിവർപൂളിൽ അടുത്ത സീസൺ സക്സസ് ആകുക.
ഞാൻ ജെറാർഡിന്റെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ കാണുമായിരുന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം. അവർ ഓൾറെഡി പ്ലാൻ തുടങ്ങി അടുത്ത സീസണിൽ എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. They already started planning what they have to do next season. So it is not like they cannot be like that. They have to be like, these things happen very in a shrewd way. They cannot like say, okay, there is a good offer, I'll just leave. That is not possible. പുതിയ കളിക്കാരെ മേടിച്ചു നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നില്ല ഈ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ നടക്കുന്നു. കാരണം they are in a very good moment. So that will be like a very bad thing to do in a good moment. Yeah, but Gerrard is not that kind of a person. I don't think so he'll do that. That's why I was saying.
ജെറാർഡ് പണ്ട് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ റിക്വസ്റ്റ് കൊടുത്തതാണല്ലോ, ചെൽസി പോകണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് വെള്ളം ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണല്ലോ. ഡെത്ത് വന്നതിന് ശേഷമാണ് പുള്ളി പോകാഞ്ഞത്.
അല്ലല്ല, പുള്ളിയുടെ ഡോക്യുമെന്ററിയിൽ പുള്ളി ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ച് വ്യക്തമായിട്ട് പറയുന്നത്. പുള്ളിയുടെ ഡോക്യുമെന്ററി ഉണ്ടല്ലോ സ്റ്റീവൻ ജെറാർഡിന്റെ, അതിനകത്ത് ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് ഡിസ്കഷൻ. പുള്ളി പോകാൻ തന്നെ ഇപ്പം ഹാരി കെയ്ന്റെ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ പോലെ തന്നെയായിരുന്നു, പോകാൻ തന്നെ വിചാരിച്ചിരിക്കുവായിരുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പക്ഷെ പുള്ളി വീണ്ടും അവിടെ തന്നെ തിരിച്ചു വന്നു. പിന്നെ ആ ഒരു മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റ് ആണ്. മൈൻഡ് സെറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡിഫറെന്റ്. സോ സെയിം വിത്ത് ഹാരി കെയ്ൻ. ആക്ച്വലി ഹാരി കെയ്ൻ വിൽ നോട്ട് ഗോ ടു എ ലണ്ടൻ ക്ലബ്. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് തിങ്ക് സോ.
Yeah, that's another thing.
He will not go to a London club. I think he would like to stay at Tottenham, but the situation is like really bad. He cannot stay.
I think with respect to Harry Kane, I think the only 3 clubs who can afford him at the moment is either Chelsea, United or City. I don't think any other club can afford him, or probably even would even think about.
PSG will not go to. He will not leave English Premier League. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Pochettino connection, Champions League.
Harry Kane has a personal goal, it seems, to break Alan Shearer's record or something.
Yeah. See, he would prefer, but see, the thing is, Daniel Levy, he's a very shrewd. He's the most shrewd transfer negotiator in the Premier League.
Yeah. He won't let him go.
He won't let him go.
True.
As far as I can see, Manchester United is a no-brainer. They're anyway going to play 100 million for Jadon Sancho.
But will Tottenham sell Kane to Man United? See, Man United is a closer rival to Spurs than maybe City, because they're in a similar position in terms of.
But there is another question: like, will he win a title for sure if they go to Manchester United? That is a second question. That's a big question.
Guarantee. Only team that can guarantee him a title at the moment is City.
And City actually inquired about him in 2020.
Yeah,
they want to buy him.
I have a feeling. I think he'll end up going to United only because obviously they won't sell it to Chelsea. They won't sell Kane to Chelsea for any amount. With respect to City, I think it is very rare that City pay such a huge amount for one player. They pay 50-60 million for 10 players, but then never paid.
And they have not spent they have not broken a transfer record for a striker since Aguero. That was 10 years ago.
True.
They have not bought any other striker. They have bought what's this guy's name? Dzeko in between. They have Spanish Negredo in between.
Negredo, yeah.
Just stopgaps, but never a permanent top class striker. Stefan Jovetic.
Yes,
that was the last time they paid money for a big striker and flopped, and they never tried again.
True, and also I think Guardiola is at a level where he does not. I mean, this season is an example. He does not need a proper number 9 to win the
he's
league. So
suggesting that Ferran Torres might be able to replace Aguero. I don't know about that, but
his finishing was really good last game.
Yeah, did you see
that?
That wonder goal was.
Yeah, so I don't think City will urgently need 100
so I think that is the reason why I think he should.
United is the only realistic option because they are anyway going to spend 100 million on Jadon Sancho. It's like they don't. That is a risk.
See, they won't buy. They won't go for 200 million players. They'll buy 100 million players. Is it Sancho?
Yeah, one. Kane? So they don't. They should not buy Sancho if Kane is available. Why would they buy Sancho? If
Exactly. But will Daniel Levy sell Kane for 100 million? I don't think so. He'll ask for 150.
He's asking 150 million as per Sky Sports.
Yes, maybe. Who knows? But see, there's another alternative to this. I heard a rumor that if City are coming in for Kane, they'll ask Gabriel Jesus in exchange.
Swap deal. That is a second option for every club.
But
Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard and Anthony Martial, 2 players that United can sell.
That could be. But who will? I don't think they'll buy Anthony Martial for. Why would they buy Anthony Martial?
Part of the
they'll get that cash and buy a better striker, right?
Anthony Martial, maybe he might succeed in another team like how Jesse Lingard is succeeding in West Ham.
I don't think so. Jesse Lingard is a good option.
Memphis Depay at Lyon. He was terrible.
League One is a different scene.
He's doing well for the national team also. Memphis Depay.
But I don't think Anthony Martial
Lukaku.
They'll take it. So it's a
left United succeeded. Italian league, but still.
Let's see. I think City might go in for someone like Lukaku than Kane.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think they'll go for someone like Lukaku. I think they might go for someone.
Haaland, I think, is a realistic option. Haaland, they would. What if they were going to spend 150 million? They'll obviously buy Haaland. Why would they buy Kane?
But I don't think Guardiola wants to buy Haaland if the manager's agent is still Mino Raiola.
Because of the agent.
I don't think Guardiola will buy. See, a lot of teams are being put off from going after Haaland because of this. Others, many teams would have easily forked out 150 million for Haaland, I think, by now.
But this is not a concern for other teams like Real Madrid.
But they won't be able to afford Haaland at the moment. The teams that can afford Haaland don't want to deal with Mino Raiola.
Yeah, as far as
Raiola, how do you pronounce? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Raiola. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു Harry Kane's best. I mean, my realistic option is Manchester United, but they don't guarantee titles also. That is also and 150 million. If that is the cost, he will be at
150 million. I don't think United will pay because they refused to pay 120 for Sancho last year. So 150 for Kane.
So what if he remains? Like he cannot change the club and stays for next season.
He'll wait for his contract till the final year of his contract. Then, like how they sold Eriksen.
3 years.
Yeah. 3 years left in his contract.
Yeah, 3 years left in his contract.
And see, they'll be doing a disservice to him. Actually, it's not fair because he stayed loyal to them for many years. And this is one chance where the club can repay him in a way.
This is a Steven Gerrard situation. Proper Steven Gerrard situation. He wanted to go. He wanted to go last summer, but he brought in Mourinho and said, "Okay, we'll try once more." Then he want to go now, and he cannot. If he cannot go, then fans will be obviously saying like, "Okay, what's?"
But there's a small difference. Steven Gerrard still won trophies at Liverpool before he submitted a transfer request.
But regularly you never know, right? If that is like a prediction.
Before he left. Gave his transfer request. He had already won trophies with Liverpool. The domestic treble he won. The League Cup.
I'm talking about the situation with fans and generally people are saying like, okay, is his head right place? Can he play properly? Can he perform
I don't
at top
think
level?
Tottenham fans will have any ill feeling towards Kane, like the way Liverpool fans had Gerrard at the time. That was a
Could be.
toxic
Yeah.
period at that time, because that is front
No,
page
but
news. Because he submitted an official transfer request, unlike Kane has not yet submitted an official transfer request. It's only
do you
being
think
reported.
do you think this will happen again this year? The Tottenham board might ask Kane to come in and say, you know what? I know it didn't work out with Mourinho. Get in another big name manager.
I don't think there's no Champions League.
That is an option.
That is
That is an option actually. Yeah.
But which manager? That is the question.
Who are they going to hire?
It's not Mourinho.
Mauricio Sarri. I don't know. That's another option.
Sarri is one option.
Maurizio Sarri is an option. Allegri is an option.
I don't think Mauricio Sarri really like England and its setup. English setup.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah.
See, Chelsea did not treat him well. Also, to be honest,
Yeah.
he did very well actually. I liked him as a
he
manager.
actually did well for the first season.
Yeah.
Who,
It was only for one
where
year.
are
if
option?
I'm mistaken.
Where are option? Who are the other options?
Scott Parker. I think they won't go for a big name. They'll go for someone
he's
small
not
and start
ready.
rebuilding.
He's not ready. I will not say. I don't think he's ready.
He might become a good manager in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Eddie Howe's name.
Chris Wilder. What about Chris Wilder?
Not Tottenham. 100% not Tottenham. No. He's
okay. Steven Gerrard actually is a good option. They should have gone
that's
for
a good option. He's got Alex Ferguson's approval. So
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson certified. So Steven Gerrard is a good option. But
this guy is good. Like the Lille manager.
Another big name, Arsene Wenger. Any chance?
No, never. That is never happening.
Big controversy, like a big name.
There's more chance of Ferguson coming out of retirement and managing Spurs than Arsene Wenger managing Spurs.
There is more chance Arsene Wenger come back and manage Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah, true.
No, Arsene Wenger said he is up to new challenges, right? He never said.
But never the. See, that's like Ferguson joining Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
No, it's not going to happen.
I know, but just think it'll be like mind-blowing kind of controversial.
But I don't think
they'll go into complete meltdown.
I don't think they'll go for like fancy managers.
Yeah. Sorry?
They should not go for fancy managers.
Yeah, they should go for
some.
Yeah, they should go. They went for the fancy manager. That didn't work out.
Yeah. This guy is really good. Like the Lille manager, Christophe Gaultier.
I don't watch French football.
He's doing really good. His work with Saint Etienne also was really good.
I think what happened. They should have contacted Julian Nagelsmann before Bayern Munich went after him.
No,
they missed the
boat. They cannot. I don't think they can.
Before Bayern. Yes. Thing. Before this guy was sacked, Hansi Flick was sacked. They should have gone for Julian Nagelsmann.
They should have gone for Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick is an option.
Yeah.
But it's like there is a pathway in German football. Like you first become a manager of a small club, then you become manager of Bayern Munich, then you become manager of national team. It's almost like that. I think Nagelsmann will be the next. It's an ideal case. They will want Jurgen Klopp for national team right now. But
I think Hansi Flick might manage Germany.
Yeah, that's already said. He's going to join.
Join Germany.
After Euros.
Oh, it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Okay.
And another thing problem with Spurs again going for a not big name manager is like teams like Crystal Palace who have are also looking for a manager. So
Frank Lampard. We didn't mention Frank Lampard.
No, not happening.
He's about to take Crystal Palace job.
Apparently, yes. Yeah, apparently Lampard is very close to joining.
See, I think Frank Lampard is a good person at identifying talents. I don't think he's a good manager because he's too set in his ways.
You think he become like a director of football or something like that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think Crystal Palace is a good place for him.
Crystal Palace tried this once with Frank de Boer, and that ended up being one of the worst points tally managers ever had in the Premier League, I think. 6
Yeah,
games, 0 points. 6,
but
7,
the
something like that.
situation
10 games, 0
that
points.
but the situation Crystal Palace are in right now is a bit of tricky one. Apparently, I read today that 12 out of the 26 players in their team are
Yes.
running out of contract
Yes.
this season.
Yes.
So it'll be like a complete rebuild. So they won't have all the big players with huge wages anymore. So it'll be a complete rebuild of all young players. So that might uh,
I
that might be
think Eddie Howe might go to Crystal Palace.
I think they are almost certain, like Frank Lampard is going to take the.
Crystal
That's
Palace.
what English media at least says. I guess so.
Yes, yeah, because I've read 2 or 3 reports which said
Yeah.
Frank Lampard.
But
it might work
genuinely
out.
think it's a good option
I
for
hope
him.
Lampard becomes a success at Crystal Palace. I have no ill feeling towards him, man. I hope he becomes a success at Crystal Palace.
Like that, this actually works for them. Like all the old players, they're clearing all the players. The manager is going. Then the new manager is coming. They have a good players. They're like Saha, SA, Ayu. They're all good players. So it's like, so they have good players also. I think it's a good opportunity.
But it's also a massive risk. Usually when so many players leave together, the club will struggle for stability at least for the first 15 to 20 games. That's historically it's always been
how
the
many
case.
players are leaving from starting 11? I mean, not so many. Like I have Van Aanholt is leaving. Who else is?
See, it's not the start. The senior players at the club who has influence within the locker room, they're leaving.
Milivojevic. What about Milivojevic? He's going. Or is he staying? He's a captain, right?
Yes, I'll just. See, if he's leaving, it's a big problem.
I think they might keep hold of people like SA, Zaha.
SA is really good now. I think.
Again, that's the problem. Some big club might come for SA.
No, this season I don't think so. Next season.
And Roy Hodgson, is he retiring from football or is he planning to continue?
He mentioned. He said he's not going to manage in top flight, which might mean he might go for like championship or something, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
I think that will be a good thing to do, right? It's a good opportunity.
See, actually, will Tottenham go for David Moyes?
No.
No.
David Moyes is going to stay with hang on to West Ham and try his best.
I mean, after what he's done this season, I don't think he'll want to go.
Yeah.
Because he would want to build on what he has done this season.
He will try to buy Jesse Lingard.
Yeah.
He won't. I don't think he'll go.
Yeah, that will depend on whether United is planning to use Jesse Lingard as a leverage for some big player.
Big players.
And another name that's I think popped up for Crystal Palace was Steve Cooper. He's manager.
Steve Cooper, Kerala Blasters manager.
No. Was he?
I think so.
Former United player.
Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper ആണോ?
Steve Cooper, പഴയത് Kerala Blasters. നമ്മള് second finish ചെയ്ത season.
Finish ചെയ്ത
ആശ എന്നൊക്കെ ഇരട്ടപ്പേര് വിളിച്ചത്. ഞാൻ കളിയൊക്കെ
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. But he's got Swansea.
Bengaluru FC's manager is now Barcelona, Ronald Koeman's assistant.
Yes. Oh.
There are good managers in ISL.
ISL.
Sergio Lobera is really good, like City Group, Mumbai City manager. They are going to dominate the league for next season now, for sure. We should do an episode on ISL and I-League
when it's when it starts next year.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the next thing in our agenda? The La Liga title race. Come on, boys. What do you think?
Atletico, sure.
Atletico. See, I saw something the other day. Suarez scored for Atletico almost at the same time. Braithwaite missed a sitter for Barcelona. So the guy who replaced Suarez at Barcelona misses a sitter, and Suarez scoring the winner, which essentially kicked Barcelona out of the title race and pushed Atletico towards the title. It's poetry, actually.
It's a shame because I think out of the three, they had probably the easier of the fixtures.
Yes. Barcelona.
Last 3 or 4
See,
games.
I don't have any sympathy towards them, actually, to be fair. This is their own making. Atletico were shrewd. They didn't give up on Suarez. Not that I like Suarez.
It's not about the easy fixture. They were like this for the whole season. They were losing to weak, small teams.
Since the Christmas, their form has been very good in the league, at least.
And another thing is like their main players are like teenagers, like Pedri and like all these. They cannot like stay consistent like that like throughout the season. They'll play good and like same like Dortmund. So Barcelona should
to be fair, Dortmund's teenagers are more consistent than Barcelona's teenagers.
Yeah, but still inconsistency is their problem, right? Like they are struggling to make top 4 because they cannot be consistent.
Yeah, it's true.
Barcelona shouldn't be like that. Barcelona should be like Bayern Munich. They should be like dominating.
Yeah, they were like that for 10 years now.
That's what.
Yeah. Now see, every
the
team has a
comparison
cycle.
Right now is with Dortmund. See, that's the thing, right?
See, look at Milan. Milan was so good in the bin 2000s.
But that is very relative. In Serie A, most of the teams were underperforming, like really bad.
No, that's not what I'm saying. In the mid 2000s, AC Milan were the Bayern Munich of that era.
Right. Yeah.
And then they dropped off. Then Barcelona came in. Barcelona United came in that era. And then United dropped off by 2013 after Ferguson went. Then City and Liverpool came in. Then Bayern Munich came in. Then Bayern Munich also might drop off from next season. We don't know that. They're already showing
all these teams who dropped off, like AC Milan, they had financial issues, and Barcelona also having heavy financial issues.
Yeah.
So it's like I
think the only way out is for them to sell Messi for a huge amount.
Yes, they should have let him go last season. They should have taken.
Who will buy Messi? Who will buy Messi?
City would have bought him last year.
City
was interested. See, that is bringing Messi is like a big marketing gimmick also. Yeah, it's a big. Look at, just imagine the number of T-shirts alone they'll sell.
That they'll have a history, dude. Lionel Messi played in Manchester City.
They get. Recently, the biggest legend was David Silva in the 100-year history.
Yeah. They was trying so hard to make them legends. Like they were good players, so it helped.
Vincent Kompany is their best captain or something.
See, Vincent Kompany, to be fair, was brought in before the takeover.
Yeah.
So
he was like the leftovers
from the
leftovers.
Before oil money.
Oh, just out of the topic, Man City apparently are sponsoring go to Champions League. They're paying
the air tickets for the fans to go to Porto.
Yeah,
what is it?
Sheikh Mansour himself.
They have flights, right, dude? They'll just bring Etihad Airways and just take them.
That is a state-run airlines. It is not a private company, Etihad, even though they're listed. I think they're listed as a private company, but it's owned by the state.
See, if they start counting all the so-called state money, all these sheikhs will be like the top 10 rich.
And
like Forbes and stuff. They have
how many flights are there? How many flights are there? Any details about the flights?
From where to where?
I mean, for Manchester fans, City fans.
Not all more than fans, 2 flights. Right? All the fans.
Not more than 2 flights.
All those
they don't have much fans anyway.
Okay.
Maybe 1 flight. They'll make a cartoon.
I think we should discuss something which happened last week. Historic moment. Leicester City beating Chelsea in the FA Cup final. We should talk about it.
Classic. That is a good game.
I mean, we all predicted it being Leicester.
Yeah, except Naveen, of course.
I mean,
it is a really good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. And there was a goal worthy of winning a cup final. It was awesome goal.
Stunner.
And I think Leicester.
Like I heard so many fans.
Naveen,
So many fans are criticizing Kepa for that.
Nah,
Is that happening?
no,
Like,
I don't think.
I mean,
they should.
I
They'll be
that'll be
people
unfair,
criticizing
obviously.
people do because you need someone when you lose.
No, it's not
Scapegoat.
actually Kepa. It's not actually Kepa. It's actually Tuchel. Like he should have started Mendy instead of Kepa.
Nothing.
Then he should have. Then Azpilicueta. Why did he play wing back? Like that is overthink. That is too much.
No. That was actually a good move. That was good move because he knew Vardy is good on the left flank, and he wanted someone with pace. So that's why he actually Reece James kept.
What I thought about that was like what Reece James did. Azpilicueta also could have done that.
No, Vardy has got excellent pace. Azpilicueta won't be able
excellent
to
pace,
keep him.
yeah.
And say in that case, why didn't he start Hudson-Odoi instead of Azpilicueta? He
True,
should have
that should
started.
have been a good.
I don't think that's a good move. I disagree with that.
No,
But
Hudson-Odoi.
Azpilicueta, it was quite evident that the attack from that side was quite.
Yeah, that was the problem. I think the difference between Chelsea in the last 4 or 5 games and these two, especially the Leicester game, was the fact that they were not using their wing backs at all. Both wing backs, Alonso and Azpilicueta, were not going forward. They were not making those runs. It's usually either Hudson-Odoi or Reece James who used to go in, stretch the field, put in crosses, and do that. In this game, because he gave defensive responsibility to Reece James and put him at the back, Azpilicueta, who was supposed to run the wings and create problem, put in crosses, he couldn't because of his age and stuff. He kept on making runs, but then none of them worked out.
What about CH? Why does he keep playing CH? Like he's not that good. Like did Tuchel treat this as like just a cup game? That is the question.
That's a big question.
One moment, Naveen. Before you go into that point, a lot of people criticize Tuchel's appearance and demeanor during the cup final, that he didn't respect the cup final. So he wore tracksuit and bought track bottoms for the cup final. Usually,
but I don't think that is a sign of disrespect. Like I think a lot of
it
German
might not
coaches
be.
does that.
It might not be a sign of disrespect, but usually in FA Cup finals they wear a suit and tie.
It's a very formal.
No, it's even the royal family. I don't know if it's important or not. So they culturally think it is a sign of respect that should be given. Tuchel maybe did not know, or he did not think it is. See, he shouldn't be worried about such things, but people point that out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Regarding the selection and stuff, did he treat it like a cup game?
That's the thing. I don't know if you've seen his press conference for Leicester game yesterday. He did not say it directly, but indirectly he said. I mean, if you read between the lines of what he said, it said he was brought in to get Chelsea to top 4, and Chelsea as a club, just as a pure business, it makes more economic sense for them to qualify for Champions League because they make more money than actually win FA Cup. The amount of money you get if you win FA Cup and the amount of money you get if you just qualify for top 4 is a huge difference. Not huge, but there is big difference. Yeah. So said, my priority is actually top 4.
That makes much more sense when you say that, because he he exactly knows how Chelsea works, because he obviously was in PSG.
Apparently that's what he was told when he was
then again, he did have enough time to give players a rest to feel strong lineups for both matches, didn't he?
True.
But anyway, all credits to Leicester, like for awesome, great performance.
The way they celebrated also, I loved it.
The King Kun top was like,
and the referees for VAR. I mean,
I see both the decisions. I think was right. I don't think there's anything wrong. Fair decisions. I don't think there's anything wrong with decisions. The offside and the handball.
It was not handball. It was like it had his leg first and went to handle. It was like 2 inches.
As per rules, it is not a handball. So they can't give it.
I don't think it's just an offside. It was clear offside. Like
clear offside.
It was a clear offside, isn't it?
Hagit and I, we were watching it. We were having a watch along. We were watching the match through a Zoom conference, and I'm telling him it's offside. He didn't believe me. I'm telling him it's offside. No, it's not offside.
But Kasper Schmeichel also deserves a lot of credit for
that's
making that
two
save.
excellent saves. Two
the
awesome
two
saves.
saves that he did was actually.
See, Mason Mount's goal that he thought it was a goal, like it was like he was sure that is a goal.
That was a good hit. That was
okay. So Naveen, so we are going to move on from one Chelsea final defeat to another one, the Women's Champions League final. Thoughts?
I mean, they've actually played pretty well till now, and I didn't see the full match. I just saw the highlights, and Barcelona completely dominated. And when I don't follow even both the women's teams anyway, but then I actually saw Barcelona women's league table. They've actually won all the 26 games in the season. There's not even a single draw. They won all 26. They played
26 or 26.
Yeah. So, and once I saw the table, then I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
they're
playing FIFA career mode in real life.
Yeah.
What do you think about the state? Not people's opinion that Emma Hayes could be Tottenham's manager.
Impossible. Not going to happen. It's not that I would encourage.
There is a section of people who are saying like, why don't she become? But I don't think it's realistic. But what do you think?
See, it's not practical. See, I hope the women's game gets more funding, that becomes more popular and all that. But female manager,
at least the level of intensity is way too much. It's way much. Like it's not just women's, because we were saying this earlier. If it is almost like a coach from an ISL or like an Indian coach going and managing.
But
EPL,
to be
like
fair to
intensity,
Emma Hayes, she might have the tactical knowledge to actually manage Spurs. Maybe, but will she be able to control 25 men in the locker room?
Man management will be
it'll be a problem. So, see, some players like Harry Kane or Son might respect. I don't know. What about the other 10? If half the players won't respect her, it'll be a problem. The squad won't function.
Yeah, then these days it's more about man management. Like all these big coaches are all man managers.
No,
so
it has been about man management for many years. Guardiola was the one who came in and brought this tactical.
What I meant was like this modern generation of players, like they have to be a little more like
pampered.
Like they are more celebrities. They are not. They're not
men.
Like the old.
Like what Mourinho told. They're not men.
So that is a difference. Like there is so much higher ego than the other previous generations. They could have been like a proper like a school kids or like a team. Like you know what I mean. Like it's not school kids. It's like a discipline. Like discipline. Yeah, they were more disciplined, we can say. But these days, I don't think it's that disciplined. It's more casual.
But do you think Emma Hayes could have managed 15 years ago in the men's team?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're more sexist.
No,
there'll be more misogyny within the squad. Yeah. Today, players are more open, but they're more childish or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah, she in that sense she could be a manager, like maybe because.
But I don't think it'll be too soon for a woman to manage the men's team.
Manage a men's squad.
Maybe in a lower league it might.
Yeah, I think that's what will happen. I think how it will start is.
So for example, I think intensity is the main thing. Like I was watching highlights of her few games. Like I was after like this hype around her. I was watching like some games and the pace, like the average pace is like way below.
See, that doesn't reflect her ability, right?
The thing is what I'm trying to say is since the whole pace is below, when the pace is significantly more, the whole tactics and the whole thing changes. Like the whole idea or technique of the game changes. Like as a whole, like when they plan for games, the tactics, the intensity of the game is a bit too high. Same like when we compare like to an ISL coach to an EPL coach, it's like totally different. I think so, but it could be different. And they only played like 20 games a season. Like that's the maximum they play, and including Champions League, like maybe 30 games.
That's why. That's the reason why. I mean, I think she might be able to cope up with the pace and intensity, but the best thing or the ideal thing would be for a woman manager to actually go to probably a League One or a League Two or probably even Championship side, start from there and then
Championship would be a good.
But see, again, the
place to
problem
start.
will arise. What if a few of the players don't want her to be the manager there? It'll be it is a sexist thing, but it's even
It is,
subconsciously
but
it'll affect the performance.
And that's like exactly like it's a risk, like right. Some
So
club should
will a club be willing to take that risk?
definitely not
It's a
a club the size
multi-million
of
dollar
Tottenham.
or a
it
multi-million
depends. I
pound
mean,
industry.
if it depends if she's proved enough with the women's team. So once she is at a level where people respect her for what she has done, irrespective of her sex, I think people will still start respecting her.
Maybe.
In the lower teams.
I think in the future it might happen, but not in this era. I don't think so.
Yeah, the question, this question arises because like women's team is managed by men. Like they can do that, and why don't like men's team can't be managed by women? Like that's a general question, right? So we had to like discuss about that. What?
Yeah, it's definitely a good thought. It's a good thought, but I think realistically, like Ryan said, I think it'll take time.
It'll take another 20-25 years, I mean, minimum.
But this has happened before. Like somebody have actually managed in top flight. I don't know. Like I forgot the name. There are a few examples. Not in England. I think in France or Italy. I'm not sure where exactly. There is a couple of examples, but it was not. I don't know if it was successful or not. This have happened before. That's why we should.
If it was successful, they would be famous right now.
Probably, yeah.
Right. So, no point.
So, Naveen, we need to come back. We need a discussion about the top four. See, for me and Vishnu, the top four is basically confirmed. For Harry, we are safe from the top four. But for Liverpool and Chelsea, Liverpool have a better chance at making the top four now. So if Chelsea lose against Leicester this week, lose a Champions League final. See, I'm not trying to be very negative about the whole thing. It's a possibility. It's a one-off match. Both matches are one-off match.
A possibility. Yeah.
So what do you think will happen to Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea's transfer policy for the upcoming season?
I mean, having I think like I said in the previous thing, having heard him in the press conference, I think it was obvious. He made it a little bit evident that his priority is top four and Champions League, because they know if they the amount of money they get, and I think it is very clear from the board that these two are the most important things. Yes, they can still go wrong. Both of things can go wrong, but I think he'll make sure not for that to not go wrong. But if it goes wrong, I think they'll still be able. I think they'll still give him another season, because they've seen what he has done in half a season that he has come in. So it'd be very unfair, even in Chelsea's standards, to give him half a season.
But Naveen, the thing is, even having a successful season, they never keep the manager for another season. Right? One season lost, then they sacked. So do you think
they give Lampard another chance?
Oh, especially for Chelsea. I mean,
your
board is so strict.
At the moment, he has only 18 months contract, out of which 6 months is already gone this season. So he has another year. So I don't think they will sack him if he loses both the top four and Champions League. I think they'll still. I think they have seen enough to give him another one full season at least. And if it starts going wrong, probably at the start of next season, then they might actually start thinking.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like that's why they did an 18-month contract, like half this season, and you get one more season. You do that. I think that was the idea of it, this 18 months thing.
Now we need to talk about Liverpool actually. So Harry, we saw one of the most iconic moments in world football.
Yes.
I was absolutely shocked.
Inspiring.
I was watching the game with my cousin and I was telling him, see, I don't think there's any point in Alisson going. The match is almost over. I was just telling him, he goes and he scores ahead. I was like shocked. I'd never seen anything like that in my life.
That could be like a defining moment for Liverpool, not just for this season, for next season. Like that was like they were down. Like everyone who saw that game was like, okay, it's done. Like that's it.
No, no.
Like,
I think the biggest point was the whole of last season where they were so dominant. There was this huge talk about Liverpool's mentality, the whole mentality monsters thing,
yeah.
that how they had built up. So this season, it wasn't evident at all. It was like they're all tired, and whatever amount of mentality things that was being pushed was not being addressed by the players. I think now it's like that mentality aspect is now coming back in terms of, at least in the last two or
I think it was like the what I felt was like the past 2 seasons was so intense that's why they had so many injuries this time. Like so like they were keep on getting injuries, like and that was one of the reasons that they could not keep up the mentality. And like, so this could be like a refreshing moment. Like, okay, this is like a special thing. Like it's not like never happens stuff like this. Nobody even cares about goalkeeper when they go in. That thought actually happened with who was that? No, the team. Anyway, like they were not caring. Okay, the goalkeeper was anyway not going to, like West Brom defenders. They were like, okay, he's not going to do anything. It was just, and they ignored him and he scored. It is a good header. Like it was really good header.
And what do you think about the goal that was ruled out?
He's a Liverpool fan, Mike Dean. Yeah, he was not like that. This is a fact. He was not allowed to do Liverpool games for till a few years time before like till I don't know exactly, maybe 2015 or something. He was not allowed to do Liverpool games because he was a Liverpool fan. But now I don't know why something changed, and he's actually doing Liverpool game. And he at the free kick he gave, which was not a free kick actually. He but that's okay. Like that's a genuine action. Yeah. So it's not like bad thing.
Yeah,
but the finish was really good. Right?
Helped. You see, Alisson's header, that is iconic. But
the Salah finish was really good.
Yeah, Salah finish was good. Yeah, see, both goals had a bit of. There are a few controversial moments. Exactly. I actually forgot about the first one.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. The first one.
Actually, the Alisson's goal overshadowed all of that.
Overshadows, true.
Yeah, Alisson's goal even overshadowed FA Cup, dude. FA Cup win, like just like everyone is discussing about Alisson's goal now. Like,
see, I don't think Liverpool are playing that well to be confident enough to be going into the next few games to say the absolute certainty, saying. Yeah, we are getting these 6 points. They should do something. They should address it. The Klopp is not changing the system. That is what I'm confused.
No, it's not about the system. Yesterday's game, you look at yesterday's game. Even if you look at yesterday's game, the goal they scored was a mistake from Reece Williams. Like that was a mistake. Like, and the other 2 chances which he got in also was mistakes. They are doing well, but the problem is, like, can you imagine Maguire, Eric Bailly, and Lindelof getting injured at the same time?
Yes, I don't know to imagine. I've seen it happen last year.
Can you imagine right now what will happen to your team?
Yeah, like again, I saw it happen. 2 games, 2 defeats. I know what will happen.
That is the thing. So now, that is a different scenario. Like I don't know why people take it so like, okay, that this is not that people say like, okay, Liverpool is playing bad. One thing is like Sadio Mane is like so bad, playing so bad. He's not scoring at all. Like that is one thing. He had like a few good chances in. The thing is, if you look at one stat, like Salah at least every season registers about 10 assists, like 10, 12 assists average. But this season his assists is like 2, 3, I don't know, 4, 5 or something. That is because Mane is not scoring, because that's how it used to happen. So you could actually see that was the problem. But when Jota came in, it was really good. They scored like 4 goals against Man U. He had much more better convincing chances than Mane. But he got injured, so that's why Mane had to start. That is why this whole episode of Mane snubbing Klopp and all that thing happens, right? Like Mane did some disrespectful thing to Klopp.
See, I'm not pointing out about. Obviously, Liverpool are affected by Van Dijk and Joe Gomez and a few other injuries. There's no getting away from that fact. But he said, now as a team, they have had enough time to adjust their absence. I mean, last few games they have adjusted. There's no doubt. But the start of the year, they they assume that they can still carry on the way they were playing without these big players. See, that's a mistake.
That was a mistake happened from Michael Edwards, I would say, with the director of football, because
that is as transfer strategy, but on the field
they have to bring new players. There is no centre backs. How will they play without centre backs? Fabinho had to play centre back. That means the whole midfield setup changes. Like
they can see when there's a problem with the back line, usually what managers do is the back line will be pulled back a little bit, but Liverpool still play with a high back line. That is a risk, especially when you don't have top class centre backs. That is that Klopp should have addressed that. He's changed a little bit. He's changed, and Trent Alexander-Arnold's back in form again, so that is helping a bit also. Imagine Alexander-Arnold did not pick up his form this last 2-3 games. Again, they would have been even bigger trouble.
But
I don't think they would have been even bigger trouble actually.
That's not fair on Klopp. No, that's not fair on
that's
Klopp,
what I think. It's not fair on the coaching team.
Yeah, because they I mean, for a person like Klopp with all that experience, with all the thing that he has achieved and won, you can't expect him to change system because 3 of his centre backs are injured. I think it'll become a very negative thing. I think he did the right thing by sticking with getting replacement players. But I think the biggest letdown was the fact that people like Mane were not in form for a good period, and they were not converting chances. Because even with the makeshift backline, if Mane, Salah, and Firmino or Mane, Fama, and Jota had the same amount of goals that they had last season, they could have still won. They could have still had the same kind of result. The only thing would be their goal difference would have been a bit bigger than last time. There'd be
exactly,
but they still scored.
The only reason I brought this up is because the 2 big teams in the league in the past 3 years have been Liverpool and City. So at the start of the season, City obviously struggled without Aguero. And the lack of preseason for City also affected them severely. The first few games, they were 6th or 7th or something, City. And then suddenly the form turned because Pep changed one small thing. He started using Gundogan a little further upfield and started playing with the false 9. And De Bruyne also became injured during that period. He changed this complete, and he dropped a lot of players from his usual typical starting.
Klopp, he always changes system. That is true, but he has options. Like he can change 20 players.
Yeah, that is also true. That is true.
If you look at Liverpool, like the next level, like Origi, Oxlade-Chamberlain, they are not good enough to play like that level. They cannot do that. They can only play with this kind of player. There is no other option.
He can see. Where the thing is it? Maybe there are 2 ways you can. Maybe he's right and absolutely right in sticking with his guns and continuing with the thing he knows best. But isn't that a risk when you don't have the players? It's a high intensity game tactic he uses always. Klopp always it's very good to watch. It's very entertaining football, but it's high intensity, high with lots of pace, and you need good defenders at the back to make this work. So when you don't have the defenders. Is it? I don't know. Maybe he's right in sticking with it, but what if it did not work and they did not get Champions League? So will you have to look back and think?
If I see as like a supporter or say like people who follow Liverpool, I will not be so much feeling bad if they don't get Champions League because
I'm talking about Klopp as a person. Will he look back and think, okay, I should have done something?
No, I don't think so, dude. These guys are like operating on like top level, so I don't think that these things will concern them. Like, okay, I don't think so because another thing, since you said like this setup, like the high intensity football, this is not just for this team. It is running throughout the club. It's going through the academies. It's going through the under 9s, under 18s, under 23. This is the whole culture which is being. There is a whole culture which is being built. So I don't think they can change it like that for like a few days and then this is like ingrained to these players. So I don't think that can be changed like that. It's like top level football, right? They cannot. If they could do that, then every club could do that, right? Why don't they? Say for example, Fulham. Yeah,
See,
but
Fulham cannot do that.
see, like for example, take Norwich City. They follow a proper culture. Like they play whatever happens, they play the same game every time. Leeds, they play
See,
the same game.
Yeah,
actually,
Leeds is
Leeds did change. They
Even
learned.
Jurgen Klopp changed. Like from last season, that's why they brought in Fabinho. He never used to play with this now this
No,
holding
no,
like
not
this.
about the position. Leeds played the complete change play style of play for a few games. No, they did not
Yeah.
play the top. See, when they play the top teams in the first half of the season, they didn't change their philosophy. They played the way they were taught. They attacked and attacked. They lost big also in most of the games. But the second half of the season, if you notice a match against City and United, they started parking the bus. That is not
They did
suited
not
for a Leeds
park the bus.
United.
I will not say that was parking the bus. That was like more
this is
defenders getting back. Like
That is
there were
called
more
parking the
people
bus.
coming back.
Yes,
No,
that is
parking the bus is not going forward at all. Like they were going forward and they were coming back.
In the second half of the season against United especially. I think against City they did counter attack and score a couple of goals, but against United they did not move forward. Yeah, in the first match they lost. Actually, they created double or triple the chances they created in the second match.
Yeah, you are right about the back line. If you notice the last game, it's like the back line doesn't go. Like they have
Even
a line.
the attackers did not move forward. They did not. They rarely cross halfway line. They stayed there.
And one more main thing in that thing is like the form of Diego Llorente. He started coming like becoming fit in the second part of the season, and he if you see Leeds play, he's playing like he's really good. He's starting for Spain in Euros, that's for sure. So that is one of the main things. They have a good center back.
And also the fact that if you see championship last season or even actually the season before that, they had this trend where because of the high intensity football that they play, always they had a good result in the first half of the season, and the second half of the season was always bad. I mean, not comparatively bad.
Yeah, they dropped off in the championship.
Yeah, they dropped off. So this is probably like Hari said, I won't call it parking the bus, but it's a tweak in the system just to make sure that they won't drop off.
Definitely. There is a tweak in the system, like as it's more defensive now, as Ryan said. There is
but now when they see the smaller leagues, they went to Burnley and absolutely smashed them. And Burnley are not known to get smashed that often unless it's City or something. Burnley didn't have anything to play for. That's a different story, but still.
No, Leeds is looking like a better team now. Like they are this is a common issue with Marcelo. This was a common issue with all Bielsa teams, even with national setups and all that. The intensity issue, like the second half of the season, they have a little bit dip.
I actually remember a match. Ferguson played in Europa League for one season, I think. That was when United got knocked out.
Bilbao, right?
Athletic Bilbao. And that match, after the match, I think it was some of the United players came and told, we lost the match because they were at least 3 or 4 times fitter than us. And they had never seen anything like that in their life. And that they're defending that was a title-winning United team. And they were talking about an Athletic Bilbao team managed by Bielsa. So that was a level that Bielsa set up at that time.
Even when Leeds players was saying, like in the documentary, that like they have something called murder ball, where they have keep like footballs like all around the pitch, like on the line, and like they don't stop the game. As soon as the ball goes out, they just put in another ball, like that. It never stops, and they play for like 2 hours or something like that. Like it's like heavy, intense stuff going on with him.
And the reason I brought up Leeds because Bielsa is known to be a little set in his ways, stubborn manager. He won't change. But now he's willing to tweak a few things here and there. I think the Premier League has done a number on him. I think he's like,
he's liking this stuff. He's liking this. Like he's liking all this.
That's why I think he might renew his contract.
He might renew. But the problem is from the Leeds side. They might want consistency. They might want to plan for future and stuff. So that will be a problem if he's like 1 year contract.
What if Spurs go in and say, come on, man?
Bielsa. No, I don't think so. Spurs players are not.
Spurs players cannot play
That
Bielsa.
intense.
These
Who knows?
he
We don't-
made
there
these
are-
players. He literally made these players like Calvin Phillips, Patrick Bamford, like
Mm.
Jack
Patrick
Harrison.
Bamford was always supposed to be a superstar. Chelsea Youth Academy, I remember.
Yeah,
He used to play for
he-
Middlesbrough.
yeah,
Middlesbrough
yeah,
on loan.
Then everyone
was
wrote him
championship-
out like, okay,
No, he was successful. He was a championship player of the year at the time. He was supposed to come back to the Chelsea first 11, but Chelsea at that time did not encourage youngsters into the main. And
at that time they
discouraged
had
him.
yeah.
And then he just
Yeah,
disappeared. Then people wrote him off and he just disappeared. Now that's 5-6 years ago, I think, or 7-8 years ago. I can't remember. And then now he's back and
He's back.
a different player. And he was an attacking midfielder, I think so, right? He was not a striker.
He
at
was
the time.
striker.
No,
When-
he was
a striker, I think.
Striker. He was always a striker.
He played one spot behind the main striker, I think, for Middlesbrough in the championship.
Maybe
if I
it's
remember
like
Okay,
young
I don't know
players,
what
they
Middlesbrough-
play different positions, right?
I don't know, long back. And I
Yeah.
hope that he would get a chance. He looked like a very humble fellow at that time.
Yeah. Even I wanted him to make it at Chelsea, but then at that time they were like, they had people like, they didn't care about people like Kevin De Bruyne at that time.
Mo Salah, De
Mo Salah.
Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Yeah, but what I was saying is like all these players, he have been training them for like past 3-4 years. Like they shaped them like this. So he needs that kind of time, I think, if he wants to get successful.
See, Tottenham are not playing Champions League anyway next year. So let's say, okay, 2 years we'll take a hit. You train our players and let's see what happens. 2 years.
But he's very, very, very shrewd about these things, like choosing the management and all that. He been only in Marseille for like 2 days. He said, okay, this will not work. I'm going. Like Marseille, I guess it's like so.
Yeah,
so
somewhere.
I don't think Daniel Levy is
and
impressive
also and also Tottenham cannot afford to not be in a European competition with the
exactly
stadium. They cannot lose to not have the money coming from.
At least the Conference League is there.
Conference
Nothing
League.
else, man. So,
See, what if he gets Conference League and Daniel Levy says to Ryan Mason, okay, you carry on for one more season?
it's not going to happen. See, that's a big risk. They need to get back to the Champions League immediately. Within 1 year, they should get back. Otherwise, they're in big trouble because they spend a lot of money on that stadium and they don't even have naming rights for the stadium. They're hoping some big company will come and sponsor the stadium like Etihad or Emirates or something like that. And no one has come forward. The stadium does not have a name. Can you believe that?
Yeah, they call it White Hart Lane, right?
No, White Hart Lane is an old stadium. That's the old
Also
stadium.
old one.
They are trying to call it New White Hart Lane or something like that, right?
Because they couldn't find imagine the situation. They don't have it's been 2
this.
years. They don't have a name for the stadium.
Why is that?
They didn't name the stadium because they wanted they thought that some company will come and be the name.
Yeah,
sponsor.
why are they not getting a company? Like why are they not getting
see,
a
it's a state of the art. Maybe they're not getting someone who's willing to pay the money they're demanding. Emirates is paying
probably that's the case.
Big
that's the case.
amount to what is it? Arsenal.
Yeah.
The actual name for Emirates is Ashburton Group. No one's ever used it. Etihad is Eastlands. Eastlands were used for the first 2-3 years, I think. We need to talk a little bit about Man United today. Vishnu. So United are playing tonight. Fulham. What do you think is going to
happen? For the second spot.
3 points, then second spot is confirmed.
Second spot is confirmed, or else third spot is confirmed. So
I think second spot is already confirmed.
Doesn't matter anyway.
It's not already confirmed, but still, just need 2 points to confirm second spot.
Points to confirm it. I think it's better to win today than
leave it against Wolves.
Yeah, and Wolves. So
and that will give Ole time to rest players for the final.
Rest players, and I think
Harry Maguire is fit for the final. See, so we seem to have some internet issues. So we'll be cutting short. Not cutting short. It's already a very long podcast.
United topic. I think we can.
Yeah, we'll just wrap it up.
Wrap up.
Yeah, and so actually the match is going on right now. So we just move on. We'll see you all next week and see my guests Hari, Naveen, and Vishnu next week, hopefully. And we'll talk about. There's lots to talk about apparently. Yeah. So
Okay.
see you guys.
Right. See you guys.
Bye. See you. Bye.